Victor Wembanyama was the first overall pick by the San Antonio Spurs in the 2023 NBA Draft. Standing at 7'3", Wembanyama has amazed everyone with his exceptional ball-handling skills and a deadly jump shot, traits rarely seen in a player of his size. It's no surprise he's considered one of the most highly anticipated prospects in NBA history. Let's see what some of the NBA greats have to say about this French basketball phenomenon. After retiring, NBA legend Kevin Garnett found a new passion in talking about basketball on various podcasts. Whether he's making guest appearances or hosting his own show, KG Certified, the big ticket always keeps things entertaining. Hear KG share stories and his thoughts on who Victor Wembanyama reminds him of.
Remember when Yao Ming played his first game against Sean Bradley? You remember this? I know you remember this. And Sean Bradley was beasting him, beat his shit up. I think he pushed him down one time. No shit. Go look this up. Real shit. Look, I think he pushed him down. I think Yao fell.
Sean Bradley?
Listen, Sean Bradley, bro, they played a back-to-back game. I'll never forget this. I was like, damn, he kind of beat. I said it. He beast. Damn, he beast big fella. Damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lord, the very next night. Matter of fact, at the end of that first game, I think it was in Dallas, Steve Francis went over and grabbed Yao's head, and they're like forehead to forehead, and you can see Steve Francis' hand, and he's animated. I don't know what Jeff Van Gundy, I don't know what Steve Francis, I don't know what Cat Mobley, I don't know what they did to big fella, but the very next night, man, Yao Ming destroyed Sean Brown. I'm talking about banging him, bang, yeah. And one him ski, yeah. And Yao Ming played like that forever.
Damn.
That's what Wemby looks like to me. He came in, like Bambi, fragile legs, you know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of fog. He had, dipped his head through the fog. Bro, I saw it. I saw the alien. I saw it.
Richard Jefferson is often overlooked in NBA history, even though he was one of the best players who never made an all-star team. He played for 17 seasons and stayed important to his teams because he was so smart about the game. This basketball knowledge has made him a popular analyst today. Before the 2023 NBA Draft, Richard Jefferson was a big fan of Victor Wembanyama. He even said he would pick Victor over LeBron James if they were in the same draft class.
This, to me, is the most important part of his game. The fact that he can post up. Again, he's got the footwork. Those size 20s are working right now. Here, look, he's working, he's bouncing, step back. He's got a step back jumper already at 7'4". A step back jumper is next level. Now, again, out here in space, look, working, taking the time. He's handling contact. When he elevates, there's no one there. That basically means he's shooting in a gym by himself. And when you can do that, players' accuracy goes up. But this is the one thing I want to say. Zachary said that he is the best prospect we've seen since LeBron James. If LeBron James, at that exact moment, showed up, Victor would go higher than him. LeBron James and all the things that we saw, and I'm not saying that he's going to be better than LeBron James. What I am saying is right now, I remember LeBron James 20 years ago. That player was 6'7". This person is 7'4". LeBron James would be number 2 if he was the exact same age coming in the exact same draft. LeBron James would be number 2. That's how crazy this kid is as a prospect.
Jaylen Rose, often seen as Richard Jefferson's rival for the best player to never make an All-Star game, won the Most Improved Player award in the 1999-2000 season. Now an NBA analyst, Jaylen, like Jefferson, is a big supporter of Victor Wembanyama. Jaylen nicknamed him Blank Check for a specific reason. Let's find out why.
Well, I appreciate his maturity. We got a chance to watch the interview he did when he sat down with our game crew. And shout to Jeff Van Gundy. I appreciate the love, my brother. And Mark Jackson. But that age, that maturity off the floor, Cassidy, you can tell clearly translate to a player that wears a size 20 and a half shoe. And with a long name like that, everybody's want to try to come up with a nickname for him, right? And one of my favorite Hall of Fame players is Kevin Garnett. His nickname was the Big Ticket. Until somebody come up with a nickname for him, I'm gonna just call him Blank Check. That's what he represents to me. He already sitting front row, deservedly so, wearing his Buffaloes. We talking about him. Adam Silver's talking about him. LeBron called him an alien. KD's talking about how he's gonna change the league. Teams are tanking for him right now. So let me just also point this out. The teams that are tanking, and Woj was just talking to me about this, 14% chance to get number 1. But you got a 27% chance to get 1 or 2. So of course, Victor deserves to be the headline, but the story might be Scoot Henderson, who's gonna go number 2.
JJ Redick, another player who never received an All-Star nod, has found success as a basketball analyst and now a coach, Redick has found himself torn between Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama for the 2023-24 Rookie of the Year title.
I'll be honest with you. Steve Jones, Nekias Duncan from the Dunker Spot, we all caught a lot of backlash from San Antonio Spurs Twitter. Our pick at the time, and again, this is the thing, we are explicitly stating at this time, I give a slight edge to Joel Embiid for MVP. At the time we recorded a few weeks ago, I gave the slight edge to Chet. Wemby's play, particularly over the last 6 weeks since he moved to center full-time, has been spectacular. And we can recognize that San Antonio as a team is pretty much a mess. We can recognize the pieces around him aren't going to necessarily lead to a play-in or playoff spot, but what he's doing is remarkable. Right now, I feel like this is neck and neck.
Kenny Smith, the last player on this list without any All-Star appearances, is excited to see Victor Wembanyama grow into the potential face of the league. He believes that Wembanyama not only has the talent, but also carries the expectations to achieve this once the reign of the older players ends.
Well, Giannis will take over Jokic will take over a portion of that because they're still overlapping LeBron. But, the new guys here, he's in San Antonio. That's the expectation. Like, he's going to be the face of the league in 5 years when there's no LeBron James and Anthony Davis is in the tail end of his career. And, all of these guys are ended. I think Wembanyama is a unique player. And if he continues to mature on the skill sets that he already has, he'll be the guy.
Carmelo Anthony is known as one of the most talented basketball players ever. In the 2003-2004 NBA season, he had a close race with LeBron James for the Rookie of the Year award, similar to the competition between Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren in the 2023-24 season. With all his experience, Melo knows what it takes to be great. On his podcast, he shared some advice for Wemby. In one episode, along with Bomani Jones, they jokingly teased the Spurs for not passing the ball to Victor Wembanyama.
He also a rookie though. But he's also he gotta really work his way. You got niggas on their team that's making niggas just sign for $400 million. But that's probably Pop though.
I do too.
I think that's Pop.
That's Pop. Yeah, swing the ball.
Pop, yo, listen.
Pop is on some
we're not gonna play through you. We're not gonna play, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna play around you because I know your skill set. I know you don't need the ball to be effective. Pop put you in those positions. I'm not saying that I agree with what's happening. Yeah, I comprehend what's happening.
But you get it, yeah.
I want to see him go to work. Go down there, get it. Wherever you want to go, here. But I'm throwing it to you. Wemby, you got to take your time. We all got to go through it in sports.
Oh, yeah.
As an athlete, you have, no matter how good you are, you have to go through it. Wemby, he has that in him. I want to beat this, but he's also a certain type of player mentally, his mentality. He comes from playing the right way. He comes from France where they play the right, run plays. That's why Pop put that play in order from 3-4 years ago, right? So if you get somebody like DJ who comes back to that and know that system already, and Wemby don't have to, he's not gonna be mad that the ball is in DJ hands.
Right. He's
right? Because he understands that. So I'm not mad at him going back to San Antonio, but I also know what he's thinking as far as it's time for me to make that decision. My next decision is going to be my best decision.
Gilbert Arenas has been known for his controversial opinions about European NBA players. However, he has expressed admiration for Victor Wembanyama and hopes to see him succeed. In order to achieve this, Agent Zero believes Victor needs to address his flaws, and he has identified what he thinks is Victor's biggest flaw.
You know what's crazy though? As somebody who possibly might win the Defense Player of the Year, low-key, everybody's hit their career high on him. Everybody's hit their career high on him. As a one-on-one defender, he still needs help, right? He still needs help as a one-on-one defender. Right now, most defensive players, they are help defenders, right? I don't think people actually understand that. Yep. Rudy Gobert is a great help defender. He understands how to protect the paint. Same thing as Wemby. Same thing as
Serge Ibaka was that.
Serge Ibaka, yeah. Ben Wallace was that. Yeah. On the ball, when someone's backing you down and sitting there, putting you under the rim and stuff, your defense usually is questionable.
When a great young prospect arrives on the big stage, people often compare them to other players with similar skills. Victor Wembanyama is unique, so it's hard to find one player to compare him to. However, Shaq gave it a shot and came up with a very interesting comparison.
Well, a few things he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to learn that with him being the new kid on the block and everybody's coming at his head, he's going to have to be a little bit aggressive. They're going to try to use physicality. Right here, don't ever in your life let a little man put you out
and then you come up and take this shot, and then you flimsy go to the hole. No, you gotta be strong. And right here, don't let another skinny guy push you. You gotta be physical. Like if they're gonna be physical with you, you have to return the physicality. Right here, you run. Now look, when you run, you stop in the middle of the foot. Stop right there. Don't, but no, he decides to come out. And right here, forget that little double team. Just turn around like my good guy Bo would do and shoot over the top. And I want to go at Reggie a little bit. He talks about he's never seen a guy like Wembanyama. Yes, you have. His name is Bo.
You think Bo?
Let me finish my point.
They both black or something?
No, let me finish my point. Wembanyama is just way more consistent than Bo. But Bo is the first 7-4 that we see with him. Yes, it is.
First of all, that's no.
That's not true. Wembanyama is way more consistent than Bo. Bo is the first 7'4" guy that we've seen come out with the handle, shoot the threes. Yes, y'all acting like y'all ain't never seen a guy like that before. Bo's the first guy. That's all I'm saying. I'm standing on what I'm saying.
Okay, well you stand.
And Kenny and Ernie agrees with me.
I agree.
The first guy.
The lack of consistency.
Bo just don't play hard. That's all. Yeah. Bo's the first big guy with that 7'4" with handles that can shoot the three, passing ability. Y'all acting like y'all ain't never.
Well, no, I didn't say no. I didn't say
4.
No, I said Ralph Sampson.
7'4".
Ralph Sampson didn't dribble like this kid.
Chuck did not agree with this comparison that Shaq gave us whatsoever. However, he did agree with the introduction Shaq made about Wemby not being aggressive enough.
Let me just say something. I will say, Shaq, I did like his pitch because there's two problems I had with him in the first half. Number one, he's really lackadaisical. You see those little passes, they might work over in the French league. They're not going to work in the United States because the guys are too good. You got to quit. You got to be aggressive when you make passes out of double team. And Shaq had a great point. I mean, that other point about Bo, I don't agree with that at all. When they had Eric Gordon on him, he didn't just go in the lane and just you 7'4", 7'5", just stand there. You can't let Eric Gordon, because they ran a play and took him back out to the three-point line. You cannot let little guys guard you.
Chuck is usually pretty rational with his takes and does not buy the hype. That was the case when Wemby was the big talk of the league, before playing in his first NBA game. And Chuck pointed out that he needs to see him play first in order to buy it.
I'm very excited to see him play, but like I say, we don't know these guys till they start playing against other NBA players. Pretty sure there was no Joker in the summer league. Seriously, no LeBron, no Anthony Davis, and I'm not, there was no Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and trust me, he's a center. Pretty sure there was no Joel Embiid over there either, in France either. So I'm looking forward to watching him play. It'd be great if he's great, but like I say, man, you got to wait and see.
It did not take long for Wembanyama to make Paul Pierce a fan of his. After an impressive debut game for Victor, Paul Pierce was left impressed and had some words of praise for Victor.
Well, first of all, everybody knows there's a difference from preseason to regular season. Minutes for the starters go up, and you match up with the guys who are the stars who will be on the court for 30-plus minutes. I was thoroughly impressed for the minutes that he gave me. Overall, at the beginning, I was like, oh, he's going through some growing pains, foul trouble. He has to get used to the NBA referee and the physicality, but then he had like a Zion-like debut in the fourth quarter. Remember when Zion came in, it was like he was coasting through the first 3 quarters and fourth quarter. It looked like he was about to will his team to victory. I mean, he came in, knocked down some threes, blocked some shots, and in the defensive side of the ball, that's where I was thoroughly impressed. Look at this. He blocks Kyrie's shot from the wing, and then he makes threes effortlessly. I mean, this guy, in my opinion, he could be the rookie of the year and defensive player year all in the same year. He has that type of potential because when I watched him, you cannot score on this guy one-on-one. He can guard 1 through 5 positions. We watched him guard Kyrie right here. He's not going to drive him. He's just going to go to a step to the side, pull up, and he contests everything. So the shots that he's not blocking, he's altering. He's discouraging guys from going at the rim, shooting layups. I mean, it's impressive the impact he has on that side of the ball. And just think about it. He's still wet behind the ears. He doesn't even know the NBA game yet, and he's just been that impressive.
Kyrie is one of those guys who are among the league's very best once they decide that they are going to focus on playing basketball. Although Kyrie's ball handling abilities are what stands out to most people, his finishing around the rim can often be overlooked, even though that is an area that he is extremely creative and good at. In the game between Kyrie's Dallas Mavericks and Victor's San Antonio Spurs, Kyrie got crafty on a couple of occasions when he had to finish around Victor's 8-foot wingspan. After the game, Kyrie had a lot of praising words for Victor, who really impressed him with his effort and potential.
You say, what is it like? I mean, for me personally, From my perspective, I remember the first game of the season. He was, entry to the league. He blocked my shot out of my net. You know what I'm saying? Right side of history. But yeah, he's just a force down there, and he has great timing. You can tell he really studies the game well. And on the defensive end, there's not much that he can't do. So for me to get the best of him on that one possession, it felt good. But moving in the future, I don't know how many more I could get off on him just because of how much ground he covers. But it was an exciting play. I'm grateful I converted it.
LeBron James has had an unmatched career in terms of longevity. He started playing in the NBA before Victor Wembanyama was even born, and now they compete on the same court. Victor idolized Kevin Durant growing up, but has a lot of respect for LeBron too. This respect became mutual after a game between LeBron's Lakers and Victor's Spurs, where Victor put up an incredible stat line: 27 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. LeBron was very impressed and praised Wembanyama after the game.
He doesn't have a ceiling. So he can do whatever he wants to do with his career. He seems like he enjoys the game. He seems like he puts the work just from the outside looking in. Obviously, I'm not looking on a day-to-day basis, but I said it a long time ago how special he was, and it's literally that simple. So, as far as your question, as far as having, it's got guys in our league that you have to account for. Anytime you get around the rim or around the perimeter, in our league history, he sits right at the top, if not, around the top of it all we do.
Being born in 2004, Victor Wembanyama grew up watching today's veterans like LeBron James, Curry, and of course his idol, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a unicorn when it comes to physical attributes alone, but his size combined with his skill set is something to behold of. Rarely, if ever, has there been a 7-footer who is arguably a better scorer on the perimeter than in the paint. KD's offensive game is at such an elite level that you cannot even compare it to anybody else. However, Victor Wembanyama, whose role model was Kevin Durant himself, modeled his game after his idol and can turn out to be an even taller version of KD. Kevin Durant is a huge fan of Wembanyama already.
Man, that dude can do it. He can achieve anything he wants in this game. I think he's only getting more comfortable as time goes on. Was he 20-10, 3.5 blocks a game, 2 or 3 assists? It's just insane how dominant he's going to be as he gets more comfortable in the game. Luckily, I'm on my way out, so I won't have to deal with it too much. But you just see him settling in game after game after game, and it's going to be a joy to watch.
There are not many players around the league who can guard Nikola. However, in the matchup between the Denver Nuggets and San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama proved himself to be deserving of a spot on this short list. Although the Joker still managed to finishing the game with 39 points, 11 rebounds and 9 assists, there were a couple of possessions where he struggled to get around Victor's long frame.
I think he's 19 years old. He's playing, he's not getting scared of getting tired. He's playing hard, and he doesn't have to say this in just a second. He thinks it's a big thing, like he wants to be good. He's not bragging about, it's not nasty. I think he's playing hard, and he doesn't take it for granted. He's making mistakes with what is normal. I think the media is around him doesn't help him, but he's gonna get used to it because the guy is 19 years old. He's gonna change the game 100%, and he is already on that path. So for all the guys, just enjoy and watch the show and let the guy change the game.
It's essential for Victor to continue developing his game, learning from each experience, and staying grounded despite the inevitable hype. His path will likely include challenges, but with his talent and determination, he has the potential to overcome them and achieve greatness. The future looks bright for Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. As he continues to grow and mature as a player, we can look forward to many more highlights and memorable moments. Best of luck to Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs for the future. May his career be filled with success and excitement, bringing joy to basketball fans around the world.